Sheila Karungi Mugyenzi is the Director of Investment Promotion at Uganda Investment Authority. She has a Master's of Science degree in Investment Promotion and Economic Development from Edinburgh Napier University in Scotland. Her expertise in promoting and facilitating both foreign and domestic investment in Uganda spans 20 years through inwards and outward missions as well as e-marketing. Sheila has mentored teams in investor targeting, investment due diligence, as well as sector and investor profiling. Concurrently, she also has 15 years of experience in communications and public relations, as well as policy advocacy, participating in the Presidential Investor Roundtable. She's also been in charge of the Secretariat coordinating the technical working groups on oil and gas and tourism. She currently supervises the Investment Promotion and Development Unit at Uganda Investment Authority on a number of technical committees and is on a number of technical committees at the East African Community level, formulating investment enabling policy. Apart from engaging in the world of investment, Sheila is married to Arthur Mugyenzi, with whom they have 4 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sheila to give her presentation.
Thank you very much, Faith. Whose glasses? I'll spray them. Sorry, I didn't see that intro coming. I thought the bio was for the adverts, so now I had to stand and listen through to the intro. But thank you very much. Morning, ladies who are here for this event. It's a very scientific event right here. But we know that we do have a large audience online, and say good morning to all of you. And it's a pleasure to be here. I was asked to make a very brief presentation on harnessing the power of networks. And I just wanted to start the presentation, because I know I only have 10 minutes, with asking ourselves, what is a network? We hear the word network all the time. But what is a network? If any lady here can tell me what you think a network is, and online, if you can, put in the chat, what do you think a network is? Anyone? You see, yes.
Thank you very much. My name is Alice Najwa. A network is an interconnected.
This is serious.
Yeah, thank you very much. A network is an interconnection of different pieces that work together. They may not be the same, but they are all working together towards something that is similar.
Perfect. Thank you very much. And I hope our partners are and people who have joined us via Zoom have been able to jot down a bit in the chat what they think a network is. A network, simply put, and just as you have said, is a coming together. And not just a coming together, but a coming together for a purpose. There has got to be a deliberate effort at wanting to build a network. Networks don't just happen. So it's a coming together for a purpose. And why do we think, we can go to the next slide. Why do we need to network? I promise that's the last question I'm asking, because you may think you're going to ask us questions all throughout the presentation. But why do you think we need to network? Someone else? Why do you think we need to network? Are we getting anyone saying anything in the chat? Why do we need to network?
Thank you so much. I think we really need to network to be able to duplicate ourselves, to multiply ourselves, to connect, to learn, and to build from strength to strength together.
Perfect. Next to you. Why do we need to network?
Thank you, really. Thank you, Sheila. I think when you network, you're trying to say you do not know everything,
True.
and somebody else knows what you don't know.
True.
So putting all those resources together in a network allows you to, be functional and have a proper end goal and solution.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And all those are true about why we need to network. I have a feeling we are going to kill these mics one of these days. But when I was back in school, I remember when I wanted to pass my exams, I used to sort of, and I know many of you did, you sort of form acronyms for everything. Like one I remember very well in P7, what are the colors of a rainbow? Richard of York gone battle in vain, and I would get that one and know it's red. Is this some people are smiling because they know? So I also coined one for network, and that is PIN. That is PIN, simply put. But PIN is everything that my sisters here have said. We network for, first of all, the power in numbers. There is power in numbers. When people get together, when women get together, they're able to have a voice. Women in business are able to get together and have a voice, be able to advocate. Because when you're alone, as we have said, you don't know everything. And you can't speak alone. So there's power in numbers, and that is why we network. Secondly, we network because iron sharpens iron. If you haven't heard that, it comes from the Bible. It's one of those proverbs where you say, as iron sharpens iron, so does a friend sharpen another. And all of us ladies, we know if you put all of us ladies as we are here today, and you tell us to spend a week together, definitely iron will sharpen iron. And if we are genuine, sparks may fly, but we will get out better people after the end of the week. So when we network, different people come together because they know different things, and there's a healthy competition, and you end up becoming better in a network. So we do network because there's power in numbers, and we can make each other better. And thirdly, my dear man, yeah, needs are met in a network. When we are all together, people have different needs, and you find that one person is able to meet the need of the other. And that's why we are calling out to women in the business space to really get together and network. As you've heard, I've been in the UIA since 2000. And for many women in business, you're familiar with a lady called Dr. Maggie Chigozi. Dr. Maggie Chigozi was our executive director for 11 years, from 2000 to 2011. And that lady had a passion for empowering women economically. So in the early 2000s, that was about 2004-5, she sort of saw that the women were fragmented. And then she said, no, we need to establish a network, something that can bring together all these women. The women were fragmented in different women groups, different categories. So she established the Women Entrepreneurs Network. A network is not an association. A network is something that brings associations together. And that's what she did. And I remember the first time we used to have you're going to pass, we used to have our meetings over meals. So the first meeting, we had about 50 women. The next one, we had about 30. And by 2007, we had 160 women, apart from the ladies within the UIA. But I can tell you that women came out of that network better than they were, because it was a melting pot of sorts. And I've seen women businesses improve just from networking in that network. We've seen board members come out of that network, members of parliament, ministers. It's a place where women are identified and their businesses are strengthened. So networking is important. So when you're building a network, especially for women in business, what are the kinds of bodies that you need? I just wanted to mention a few. There are many, but you can have, as you see, you can have associations, producers. Someone mentioned we're different people, so different groups come together in this network. Service providers, CSOs are very important. Government is a very important stakeholder. Financiers, definitely. And that's why we are here. Opportunity Bank, thank you very much. And we need the politicians. But you see, all these organizations, if you are a businesswoman, reaching them on your own is very difficult. You need, at the center, a network needs a facilitator. You need a facilitator in order to have an effective network. A fishing net cannot make itself. A building cannot build itself. There's got to be a facilitator to build the network. And I want to propose this morning that the facilitator is UIA Women Entrepreneurs Network. I think we are well placed to be a facilitator because we can go to the next slide. We're well placed to be a facilitator. Why do I say UIA when? Because it's a neutral platform, really. It's a neutral platform which is well placed to give all the services that UIA provides. And for those, if you're watching out there, I don't know whether they've put them up on the screen or whether I need to read them, but some of the services that we provide are investment advisory. We link you for secondary license approvals. We assist you to have joint venture partners. We work on business linkages, bringing big and small businesses together. So there are a number of things that UIA is well placed to do. And we are also a one-stop center for investors. What is a one-stop center? A one-stop center is one that brings together all the government services under one roof. At the UIA, we have about 12 to 14 government agencies in one place, under one roof. And you're also able to access all these government services online via a UIA business portal called eBiz. So I think we are well placed to work with a number of partners who are represented here today, plus financiers who are represented by Opportunity Bank. Thank you very much. We are able to provide that facilitatory service. Of course, I was also asked not only to talk about what a network is or what we do as UIA, but what do we think are the key networks that a woman in business needs during this COVID time or post-COVID? And really, a woman in business needs networks that will move you as a businesswoman from where you are right now to where you should be. And please note, I've said where you should be. It's not where you want to be, and it's not where you were before COVID, because all these are limited by your thinking and experience. A network should move you to where you should be. So how do you find out where you should be? You need to research. You need to read. You need to know that people in my sector, how are they doing? The successful businesses, how have they done? How have they got there? And then aspire to get there. Let's not be limited by our thinking or limited by the limitations that are put on us as women or as women in business. That's why I think the theme this year is challenge, put off the limitations. So let's not be limited by anything. Let's move to where we are, and we need to identify what networks we need to get there. So during the COVID time, we wanted to find out where are women really at. So we took out a quick survey. It was a survey online, and we're asking businesses what they were going through. And when we got the response back, the statistics are there to show you The women in business were fewer. There are about 32% who responded. But that was an online survey. So last month, we undertook to visit each of those respondents physically because we wanted to follow through and say, okay, since we did an online survey, let's now visit you physically. And I can tell you that most of the women are saying the major thing that can help them back on their feet is if they either got a grant or very, very patient funding. Opportunity Bank, you hear, very, very patient funding. That is what women want. So now we are thinking, how do we help women work that ecosystem? And we just want to propose the critical networks that women need to develop post-COVID. And there are many, but critically, you do need partners, as you've heard. For instance, this whole event, we couldn't have done it on our own. We needed partners to do it. And we'll need partners to go ahead to help women in business. You need new ideas. Innovate. It's a new, these are unprecedented times. So you need new ideas for your business, or do you need to diversify? And then you definitely need new technologies. And importantly, as they put it, they need financiers. But I just want to say that as UIA, we are here for the women in business. And if you could be part of this Women Entrepreneurs Network, which we want to revive, then together we'll be able to build the networks that you need to get out of this COVID situation. As I conclude, I just want to go back like a teacher to where I started before. In conclusion, a network is a very powerful lobby group where members become better because of healthy competition, because of the advice they'll get, and because their needs will be met. You know, when women get together, usually, and I've seen it so many times, when we get together, we usually forget our differences and we remember the things that make us the same. Because many of us go through the same things. We have to balance the same things. So in a network, we're able to advise each other, lift each other up, and work together. And we would like to revive the Women Entrepreneurs Network so that we're able to enhance that strength in networking. So as I conclude, let us create this pin kind of environment that I saw working in the early 2000s. It can work again because there's power in numbers, and iron sharpens iron, and needs are met when we network. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sheila. Before you go head back to your seat, Sheila, I don't know if there are any questions that people have for Sheila. Anyone has a question for Madam? Okay. I'll just ask you to come forward to ask your question, sir. And if you could stand here near Sheila.
I'm Titus Kakembo from the New Vision. Madam Sheila has said iron sharpens iron. What was the other saying? Iron sharpens iron, power in numbers. I've been to Kapchora and I met a bunch of ladies planting maize, and they say they wanted to get rid of the middlemen. Are you targeting even a woman in Kapchora or strictly these ladies in urban areas?
Thank you very much. Now, when we say that we are targeting women, we mean we are targeting women in the whole of Uganda. So our network brings together a diverse cross-section of women, women in all categories, whether they are big or small, whether they are medium, whether they are in the urban areas or in the rural areas. That's why actually even at the Uganda Investment Authority, we have a whole department dedicated to small and medium enterprises. But in reality, they go even lower than the small and medium. They even actually go to the micro when they are clustering. And I'm glad that today the director SME is here. So I know when she speaks, she may pitch in something about what is being done for all the women in that kind of segment. But to answer your question, we are targeting even that rural woman because they form a very, very integral or important or critical segment of the value chain in every sector.